All right, this might look familiar to you, but I'm not actually ranking the birth signs this time. I am ranking the magical stones, and only the birth sign stones. So there are three types of magical stones, and a lot of people don't know very much about them. They're very useful in this game and helpful. And if you're ever struggling in Oblivion, you should use them. So first, we have the birth sign stones. So birth sign stones are the ones I'm going to rank because you have to choose one of them. To get them, you just go to them. There's no requirement. You just talk to them or interact with them after 6 p.m. and you get the buff. The buff is a greater power. You can cast once per day, which will do something for 2 minutes usually. Sometimes it paralyzes somebody, but typically it's a 2-minute buff. The Heaven Stones have a renown requirement. I'm not going to rank these ones. That renown is a combination of your fame and infamy, and you can have all of these. So you can unlock all of the, well, the Nernstone doesn't exist, but all the rest, you can unlock them as a permanent greater power that you can cast at any time. They last, sorry, once per day, I should say, not at any time. They also last for 2 minutes, and these are usually more powerful buffs. Then there's the Rune Stones. I can do these first because there's not much to say. So they're kind of worthless. These summoned some bound weapon and armor. You know, the Hestra gives you a dagger or a mace for 5 minutes, and it sounds like it's not terrible, except so the advantage of a dagger is that they are fast and don't weigh anything. But all bound weapons weigh nothing, and bound weapons are not enchanted. So going really fast isn't that great of an advantage. I think this is the worst of the three. It's just completely worthless. If you ever see Hestra, just don't touch it. Remen can be kind of cool. Gives you a big claymore or a bound axe if you have more blunt. And a chest armor also lasts for 5 minutes. Claymores are fun. I typically get this one when I save Earthor from Bleak Flats Cave, but again, it's 5 minutes. You have to be near the stone. You know, it's not like you're going to be fast traveling and keeping the buff for very long, but 5 minutes is kind of a long time, and so it could be fun. It could be worth your time. And then the rune bow from these Sidri Ashok rune stones. These, for some reason, only last 2 minutes instead of 5 like the others. And there's only 5 of them. They're also, most of them are very out of the way of anything, except for maybe this one near the Temple of Ancestor Moths, though that is kind of out of the way of everything. Not really worth your time because it doesn't even give you bound arrows. So it's just a bound bow. But let's now move on to our birth sign stones. I think these are interesting. So I'm only going to show you on the map where they are if I rank them as A. So if they're in B or C tier, we'll just not worry about it. So we have the Apprentice Stone. It gives you Void Seed. Void Seed fortifies your illusion and alchemy for 20 points for 2 minutes. Now, Fortify Alchemy, for whatever reason in this game, doesn't work. It just, if you cast a Fortify Alchemy spell, it does nothing. So this is Fortify Illusion, which, if you know anything about fortifying magical skills, yes, they reduce the magic cost of spells within that school, but they don't unlock new perks. So fortifying illusion specifically seems really weird. Like it just makes them slightly cheaper. You know, maybe a lot cheaper depending on how much skill you have. But if you have really high illusion skill, you probably don't need an extra 20 points. So I'm going to put them at C because the Apprentice Stone just doesn't make sense to me. Though Void Seed's a really cool spell name. Next, we have the Astronaut Stone. Very good defensive. Arcane Well gives you 30 spell absorption for 2 minutes. I think that alone is probably the best defensive one I see on here. And Fortify Intelligence has 20 magicka for 2 minutes. That's meh. Arcane Well, I don't really like defensive ones personally, though it is a cool defensive one. This is arguably A, maybe high B. I will, because it's arguably A, we can look at the Atronach Stone. So this one is kind of northeast of Kvatch, but much closer to Skingrad, actually. I would come from Skingrad. This is near Miskrand, which is that place where you go to get the Great Welkin Stone if you're doing the main quest. So it's just north of there. Worth your time if you're interested in getting that spell absorption. So that's B for the Atronach Stone. Next, Lady Stone, west of Anvil. Honestly, it is right by Anvil. I know that. It gives you Lady's Warding, but I'm not going to click on it to show you because it does Fortify Willpower and Fortify Endurance for 20 points. You might think, oh, that's not bad. So let's look at our. Oh, I gave it away. So if you have 200 Magicka, 50 Willpower, let's say we are a Breton. This is our starting point. You regen 3.5 Magicka per second. We gain 20 more Willpower, goes up to 4.3. So that was a gain of 0.8. And we gain that for 2 minutes. So that's a total of 96 Magicka. That's not that good. I'm On top of that, it's not worthless though. On top of that, Fortify Endurance is 40 health. It's 2 points of health per endurance. This all sounds okay, but I want you to keep in mind 2 things. One, when it runs out, you lose 40 fatigue. So if that brings you negative, you fall over until it gets back up to 0, which it regens 10 per second. You could be at negative 40 and lay on the ground for 4 seconds. Also, when it runs out, you lose that 40 health. So if you're at 80 health because you've been fighting, then you lose 40. Now you're only at 40 health, and maybe you fall on the ground. Nightmare. I do not like the Lady Stone. I'm going to rank that. We'll say C, because maybe it's decent if you use it well, but you can use it very badly, very easily. Lord Stone, 50% resist frost is good. Fortifying armor by 10 points, honestly, is not very much. Like, let's say we have 50 value. If I'm wearing iron, I have 27. We gain 10 skill. I go up 2% shield. Even looking at Daedric, I have 50. I gain 10 skill. I go up to 55. So 5% shield. This is just not... 5% shield is not a lot. It's really just the resist frost, which is very specific. So I think the Lord Stone is either high C or low B. That's the lover. We'll say low B for now. Next, the lover. This one's actually interesting. So personality, I don't even remember what it does. Fortify luck, though, is +8 to all skills. That's got quite a use. So we can look at the Lover Stone, because I think this one might get ranked kind of high. This is right by where you get Spellbreaker, which means it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Your town is going to be, way over there. Oh, I kind of lost it. So Lover Stone here. Way over there is the place of the Shivering Isles. It's pretty far east of there. There's no great way to get there. So I don't know. That kind of hurts it, to be honest. Is 20 luck really worth going all the way out there? Maybe. I don't think so. So I'm going to put it at B. 20 luck is really good. +8 to all skills is nice. But honestly, there's a quicker way to get 20 luck if you're looking down here, where you don't have to run so far out of your way. The Mage Stone. Fortifying 50 Magicka. Let's look at a regen. So if we're at this again, Fortify 50 Magicka gave us, what was that? 0.8. 0.8 as well for 2 minutes. So if you have higher willpower or higher magicka, each one of these, they're basically the same. This one also increases your max magicka for a minute, and it doesn't have that downside of like falling off and hurting you. It's only for 2 minutes. I don't really see the purpose. You could say it's a high B, because it's pretty nice. Just getting magicka, but I would never really use it, to be honest. Ritual Stone, restoring health just instantly, that can be pretty good. I don't really value that very much, but I could see someone saying that's A, so we'll look at it. Ritual Stone is, wait, where are we? Oh, Water's Edge. Water's Edge is right there. That means this is Leowin. So Ritual Stone, right by Fisherman's Rock. That's where you go with that orc lady. Why can't I remember her name? Doesn't matter. But this is pretty close to Leowin. Ritual Stone. Not terrible. Could also be a B. Well, yeah, we're going to say B. It's good. It's worth your time, but I don't know if I'd use it. Serpent Stone. Oh, I know what this one is. This is paralyzed for 5 seconds. 5 seconds on target, and it does a little dot on them. Serpent Stone is A tier for me. I love shooting a paralyze at people. It unlocks paralyze and spell making. Really useful, really fun, to be honest. You just knock people down. So this one, I always get when I go down here to do Fort Blue Blood. So when you're doing the, where is it? The Leowin recommendation quest to join the Mages Guild, you're going to Fort Blue Blood. It's not a long walk. You just quick stop at the Serpent Stone, get that greater power. Or if you're going to Deepscorn Hollow. So it's not far out of the way. It's got a cool power. I like to use that one. It's fun. Next, we have the Shadow Stone, Chameleon 15%. It is so different from the others. You could rank it anywhere, to be honest. How valuable is Chameleon to you? It does unlock Chameleon for spell making, so it could be worth it to just grab it, even if you're going to pick a different one later. I think I might be losing my voice. That's not good. I'm going to keep going though. So next we have the Steed Stone, speed and acrobatics by 20%. It's got a cool name, Hell Ride. I don't really see the point. It's for 2 minutes. You get to run a little faster. Um, I mean, gosh, I'm putting them all in B. There's no C. Oh, here we go. The tower will be C. Thank you, tower. And Steed's just not that good. I don't really see the point. Maybe you want to jump a little higher. It does unlock Fortify skill. So honestly, just for that, we'll look at it on the map. This is so just east of where you spawn. Where you come out of the sewer. Just east of where you come out of the sewer. So not too crazy far away. However, there's another one that's closer to that, I think. Or about the same distance. Yeah, maybe the same distance. So Seed Stone's not that great. The Thief Stone, I think is really good because this has Fortify Luck as well and Agility. So if you're an archer, I think you should always get Cheater's Nip. So an archer gets the Thief Stone. This is where you pop out of the sewer. There's Vilverin, where you get those Welkin Stones. You can just run right up there. You know, pretty nice. I'm going to rank that one. Here, let me close all these maps. I'm going to rank that one as A. Maybe below the Paralyzed, but that's really good. Maybe above the Paralyzed. Doesn't matter. Tower unlocks Fortify skill. So, and it's, I won't put it as A, but this one, here's the waterfront. It's right there. And that's where you get Umbra too, Vindesal, whatever you say that. So, could be worth your time. I'm still going to put it at C because, like, you don't need it to get Fortify skill. Warrior Stone, Blade Blunt hand to hand by 10 and Fortify Strength by 20. Just makes you do more damage. Could be worth your time, especially early game. Remember, you don't need anything to get these. North of Solorn. What are we looking at? Skingrad. Oh, that's close. Really close to Skingrad. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, if you're a warrior, why not? Grab it. Worth your time. So this is kind of the tier list for all those. Last thing we're going to talk about, because the tier list isn't that important, I more just want to talk about the different stones and that you should be using one of these. There's no reason not to get a 5-second paralyze or not to get a quick bonus to your luck or to your blade skill. It's worth your time. Next, what I like even more, you can get all of these. You know, the Jones Stone, which I've talked about a lot, unlocks Fortify skill and gives you invisibility. And this is Bleak Flats Cave, where you get Earth Ore. So that means that Skingrad, it's right there. You just run straight north from Bleak Flats Cave. After you have the Jones Stone at 20, the Ethereal Stone is also right by it. So that's 20 renown. So the first big chunk of the game. This one is another 50 Magicka and resist magic 20%. So if you're a Breton, that cuts your remaining magic damage almost in half. That's a lot of resist magic for just a greater power that you're using. And on top of it, you're getting another little Magicka boost. These don't cost anything. You just get it and you have the greater power whenever you want. The Jode Stone. Oh, it's loading. Uh-oh. Doesn't matter. The Jode Stone, it's actually pretty close to Anvil. It's Fortify Health, Fortify Blunt, Blade, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like I'm just reading this now. Not that important. You know, by this point in the game, you probably don't have 100 skill. So this is still probably worth your time. Obviously, if you have 100 skill, I would not go get it. But if you don't, it's worth your time. This next one, Scythian. It's by the Camp Ales. You can go to where you get those the orrery. Like when you're unlocking the orrery for the Mages Guild, you go to these camps. It's right by there, not far away. So worth your time. Really just for the mercantile, to be honest, because by now you better have 100 marksmen or you're in trouble. And the others just aren't really good. So really it's just for the mercantile, which whatever. Maybe you don't even want that. Magnus Stone, I like this one a lot because even by this point, chances are not all your magical skills are at 100, but they might be close. And those last 15 points cut your magic cost in half, almost in half. So if you have 83 destruction, this bumps it up to 98, and your spells are almost half the cost. It's worth it to go get it. This is kind of by that. Wait, oh, never mind. It's by Nocturnal Shrine, so it's just straight from Leowin. I was thinking of somewhere else. Not super far from Leowin, but not super close either. But still worth your time to go grab it. Shazar, kind of worthless. You know, reflect spell 10%'s okay, I guess. Like I'd use it, sure, but whatever. And the Dragon Stone's another 50 Magicka, and it's one of those things that gives you 4 to 5 fatigue. Doesn't cost anything. Be careful with these ones though. Remember, when this drops, you lose that fatigue, so you might fall over. Nern does not exist in the game. That would be cool to get another 200 fatigue, because you could use all of these. You could get 300 fortified fatigue. Using the Dragon Stone, which is obviously late game, with the Ethereal Stone, that's 100 Magicka, and you could use it with the Mage Stone, get 150 temporary Magicka for 2 minutes. So, though at that point in the game, you probably have your own custom spells that you could just use too. So that's it. That's all I got to say about these. Obviously, I'm losing my voice, so I might not do another video tonight, though I was planning on it. So probably be back in a couple days. Thanks for watching.